Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Lunch Global, and of course, another fresh week. I am Chunk Anamel Joseph. Lunch is an important meal of the day, and it is important to know when to have lunch. It's important for several reasons. It helps maintain stable blood sugar level, preventing energy crashes and irritability. Regular meal times also support the body's circadian rhythms and also enhance digestion and overall health. Eating lunch at a consistent time aids in portion control, as hunger can lead to overeating, and it promotes mindful eating as well. Good habits, making it easier to choose nutritious option. When is the best time to eat lunch? Your metabolism peaks each day between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Aim to eat lunch between these hours to take advantage of stronger digestive function at this time. Lunch should be lighter meal than breakfast or dinner, because a lot of times we believe that eating a breakfast should be light and then the lunch should be more heavy, while dinner should be also light. But right now, the fact is you should eat a heavier breakfast, because most of the time, it takes longer hours for you to be able to go in with your lunch. So lunch comes a little bit lighter, and of course, then your dinner. Jonathan C. explains that our body handles the energy it takes in differently depending on the timing of your meals. The research also shows that your ability to burn calorie and regulate your appetite are linked to the circadian rhythms. Failing to match your mealtime to your body clock may spark fat-storing hormones and cancel out all the benefits of your healthy diet. The idea of matching your mealtime to your body clock is gaining steam thanks to robust evidence that it can help fuel weight loss. Of course, there are a lot of them, and this even the circadian rhythm diet that pops up, which is based on the ideal times to eat breakfast, lunch, and also dinner. We always talk about, okay, what we eat, what do you eat at lunch, the food that is perfect for you, the food that has vitamins and minerals, and oftentimes we forget the right time to eat the food. Most of the time we get carried away with work, other engagements, and we just feel like, okay, once it's afternoon, that is the time for lunch. But trust me, there is a best time and the perfect time you can eat your food without having to store a lot of fat in your body. And it's not, most of the time, it's portion control, what you eat, when do you eat it, so it helps the food digest well. But if you fail to do that, or if we fail to do that, oftentimes we end up gaining weight and we're wondering, but I don't even eat, or I only eat once in a day, or I ate breakfast light and then I ate a heavy lunch and then I ate light dinner, and then you're just seeing yourself adding weight. Trust me, it's not because of what you're eating now. It's because you are not eating the right food at the right time. So you're literally eating the right food. You're basically eating the right food at the wrong time. So we're going to take this short break, and trust me, you wouldn't want to go anywhere. You wouldn't want to miss out on this moment, because we need to learn the basics. What time do you need to eat? What time? You have hours intervals. Maybe you're supposed to eat your breakfast from 7 or from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then your lunch starts probably from 12 to maybe 3, 4, and all of that. So we'll be right back after the short break. All right, you're welcome back from the short break. Thank you for joining us. If you're catching up with us for the first time, today we're going to be looking out for the best time that you should eat your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. So we're going to be starting with breakfast. Now, what is the ideal time for you to eat your breakfast? Now, I say for me, the time you should eat your breakfast, and it's convenient, it's comfortable, it doesn't affect you, it allows the food to digest well, is from 6 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. because this is the best time for breakfast. Eating a high protein breakfast, things like eggs, lean pork, sausage, Greek yogurt, or nut butter, first thing in the morning was linked to lower rate of weight gain. According to research published in a journal, Obesity Plus, those who eat during this window were less likely to feel hungry than those who postpone their breakfast until after 10 a.m. Another reason to eat the most important meal of the day, skipping it has been linked to a higher body mass index. So, and then I think I usually experience this thing when I eat late, and it relates to either breakfast, lunch, and of course with your dinner. When you eat late, you tend to feel more hungry than when you eat early. Like once you eat late, you wake up the next morning so hungry, and that's why it is only advisable for you to eat at the right time. Now, 10 a.m. snack time. Now, for 10 a.m., you can use this moment to snack on anything before time for your lunch. If it's been a few hours since breakfast and lunch still feels lighter years away, a dietitian suggests a light snack like an apple and peanut butter, or string cheese and a handful of whole grain crackers, or even nuts. But by combining a high fiber food with a high protein ingredient, you will take charge of your hunger and cravings. It helps to eat every 3 to 5 hours. So typically 1 to 2 snacks a day, so that your blood sugar level don't dip and you don't get hungry. Women who eat 190 calorie snack at 10 a.m. burned more fat than those who ate the same snack at 11 p.m. Studies also show that a light snack could lead you to eat less at mealtime and may help you up your intake of low calorie, nutrient dense food like fruits and vegetables. Now for lunch, we're looking at for 1 p.m. because after the period, maybe when you have your breakfast from 6, anything from 6 to 9:45. Now anything from 10, 11, before time to 12, before your lunchtime, you can always snack on something. You can have your nuts, you can have your Greek yogurt, you can have, a lot of people make parfait, and then you have your oats in your parfait, berries, fruits, it's just something for you to snack on so you don't feel so hungry, or you don't end up eating your lunch early and then you have to now eat your dinner too early, and you end up eating again after you've already had your dinner. Now, for 1 p.m., which is lunch break, the ringing phone, email notification, and looming deadlines can make it tempting to actually postpone lunch. But waiting until late afternoons could cause you to overeat or make less healthy choices. You could be very, very hungry by the time you do sit down for a meal. Gorin says, if a plate of French fries is put in front of you, you may incline to eat the entire plate. Research supports the idea of eating an early lunch. Late eaters who grab lunch at 4:30 p.m. had decreased glucose tolerance, took longer to transform carbohydrate into energy, and burned fewer calories at rest than those who eat lunch at 1 p.m. Interestingly, despite eating a similar number of calories and macronutrients, dieters who ate lunch after 3 p.m. lose less weight than dieters who dine earlier. Now, 6 p.m. goes with your dinner. It works hand in hand with your dinner. And then I want to talk more on the lunch. I think there's a lot with this lunch. I said it earlier, oftentimes we feel Eating lunch has to be so much swallow, so much semo, so much egusi, and then you're just putting, like, your plate is like a mansion. You know, we have to really, really work on our portion control, because when you eat more, trust me, you get hungry earlier, because I have tried that and I know that it doesn't work. What works better is for you to eat the right portion you need. Don't eat what you don't need. Don't end up eating too much that you have to just start complaining of adding so much weight and then trying to see how you're going to find yourself in the gym to work out. It's not all about doing the workouts. It's not all about you being in the gym. It's about you trying to maintain that food, that portion control. You have to eat the right portion at the right time. And timing is very important. Don't forget, I said your breakfast should be from 6 a.m. to 9:45. You can snack on any other thing you wish to before lunchtime, at least at 1 p.m. And for the snack, just try and snack healthy. Don't just, because you can snack and then probably sustain yourself for a period of time, you just want to eat everything and you're just snacking carelessly. You have to snack the right food at the right time. And now for the dinner, we'll be looking at 6 p.m., which is your dinner time. Sitting down to a late supper could lead to weight gain. And a small study also shows that eating at 6 p.m. as opposed to 10 p.m. led to a 10% increase in fat burning overnight. As the day draws on, your body begins to change its metabolism and decrease the amount of fat that's being used. If you are attempting to lose weight later, eating could contribute to weight gain. Eating an early dinner and skipping late night snacking while watching your favorite show could also help you sleep better. When those who normally eat at third of their calorie between 6 p.m. and midnight stop eating between dinner and breakfast the next morning, their weight decrease and their time is in dreamland also increase. A meal that is high in fiber and low in saturated fat can help you fall asleep faster. Now, understanding the science behind meal timing and adjusting when you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner could have a big impact on your health. Honestly, like, you know, this whole food thing that we're eating, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you need to eat, is healthy. When you eat, you eat the healthy food, eat the right minerals, eat the right protein, eat simple carbohydrate or complex carbohydrate. Now, it's not the deal, because most of the time you might be eating the right food, but eating the food at the right time is most times a problem. A lot of people, or let me say, a lot of us always feel like when I eat, there's no problem when I eat late breakfast or eat late lunch, but when it comes for dinner, like I must eat at 6 or I must eat at 7 or I must not exceed 8, you know. Sometimes it's not the point, because you've already lost you've already lost the chain from breakfast already. And then, you know, once you miss out on the right time you're supposed to eat your breakfast, you now realize that you're having your breakfast at lunchtime and you end up having your lunch at dinner time. And you still want to eat something because you might feel hungry. Hunger might just choke you, and the next thing you just want to eat something. And because sometimes too, we are also not intentional about the kind of snacks we take. We just want to snack just because it's plantain chips, or just because it's sweet potato chips, or just because it's popcorn, or just because it's just vegetables. You just feel, oh, these ones are not fattening, so I won't eat them. It's your food don't get to digest, because at the end of the day, you're just eating and going to bed. Now, your food don't get to digest too well. You don't get sleep. Most of the time, we eat so much that you are restless in your sleep. You just feel so stressed and tired. You know, sometimes when you eat food, when you eat lunch, once you eat, it's like your body is weak. There's no that strength for you to continue doing your business as you're supposed to. So you should always watch it. And it's discipline, another thing, because for you to maintain those timing, it has to be discipline. For dinner, just try your possible best to eat your dinner at 6. If you check the timing now, if I'm having my breakfast at 6, let me say I'm having my breakfast at 8 a.m. and I have all the time to snack on any other thing. And once you eat, it will sustain you for hours. You don't just eat and then you feel hungry the next minute. minute or the next hour. It sustains you for like 2 hours, and then you are still feeling very active, you're still feeling very energetic and all of that. And then once it's time for lunch, 1 p.m., and then you eat at 1 p.m., before you finish what you're doing for the day, you finish from the office, before you get home, probably by that time, you're home maybe 5 or 4:30 or even 6. And when you get home, you want to change your clothes, have your shower, maybe drink water, and then you eat. You know, that 6 is convenient, but a lot of people are like, oh, I had a long day at work, so I just want to rest first. And you're waking up at 9 or at 10 or 11 to eat semo or gari or pounded yam with vegetables because you feel like, okay, I've been very hungry, I have to eat a lot. And sometimes you now refuse to eat because you feel it's quite late, I shouldn't eat now, I'm going to add so much, there's going to be so much fat, it's going to increase more calorie and all of that. Then you now end up skipping your dinner and not eating your dinner when you're supposed to eat it. Now that is not healthy at all. It might end up generating ulcer and maybe end up making you just feel so sick and uncomfortable, because it at some point when you keep on and it keeps going like that, before you know you become used to that lifestyle, and before you know it, you keep doing it like that, and trust me, it ends up affecting your mood, your health, and sometimes you just react to things that you don't know. Sometimes you just finish eating, but the next minute you're feeling like there's this discomfort as though you still want to eat again. So we have to really watch out on the time we eat. You know, I said all the time we're just talking about eating the right food, taking the right drink, making the right smoothie, or teaching you how to make certain food in the comfort of your kitchen. Okay, why not educate people? Let's know, what time are you supposed to eat? How does this food process? How do you even react to this food? Does it have any effect on your health? Yes, it does, because you have to make sure you don't skip when you are not supposed to skip. Now, a lot of people say, I don't like to eat breakfast, I don't like to eat breakfast. You need to understand that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It helps you, it helps in your thinking, it gives you energy to function for the day, and it is the beginning of a new day entirely. So you wouldn't want to start the day just feeling so down, and maybe it's giving you mood and all of that. Some people eat their breakfast. Well, I used to do that. Sometimes I won't even eat breakfast till probably around 12 or 1, or I'll just eat that lunch and that's it for the day. But then it started affecting my health and then making me quite uncomfortable, having some kind of stomach pains, and it was really like inconveniencing, and there's no comfort at all. It's discomforting. But then I told myself, even if it's just tea in the morning and maybe a slice of cake or cookies or something, or snack, just take your tea with something little. Maybe even if it's scrambled eggs and sausages, anything at all, just make sure there's something in your stomach, so it sustains you to a period of time, and before you start taking all your snacks. And a lot of people, they skip breakfast, but they end up taking chocolates, sugars. That is entirely not healthy for you. So the major thing is for you to look out for your health and think for yourself. And don't forget, I said, let me just take a recap. When you want to take your breakfast, make sure your breakfast starts from 6 a.m. to 9:45. And for the rest of the hours, you can snack on something in case hunger strikes. And at 1 p.m., that is the ideal time for your lunch. You can eat your lunch from 1. At least when you're eating your lunch, it doesn't even last. It doesn't take an hour to eat your food and get done with it. And it can last you, it can take you for another 3 to 4 hours. And by then it's already you're already feeling good. Everything that you've eaten has been digested and everything. And then at 6 p.m. you can now go in with your dinner. And don't forget, you can always drink water when hunger strikes, because it helps you. Water helps sustain you and gives you this energy to be able to control yourself, so you don't end up collapsing wherever you are. So after eating your food, the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner, make sure you drink water. Make sure you stay hydrated at all times, because it helps in maintaining good health. It helps to regulate your blood level, and also it is even good for you because it keeps you very active. It doesn't, you don't feel lazy, and then before you know, you're already feeling tired already when the day is just starting. Well, so hope you've learned something today, and trust me, you shouldn't forget to always look out for yourself and also follow the right time. Just try and eat at the right time. Even when you're not hungry, just try your possible best and eat your breakfast. Should in case you want to skip lunch, at least those snacking can help you as well. But for breakfast and dinner, please do not skip. I repeat myself, make sure you don't skip. Thank you for joining me on Lunch Global today. This is your first time of joining. There's a lot that we share with you, and then we always want to hear your feedback. What have you experienced so far? If you have any challenges at all, you can share with us on all our social media platforms, and we're going to be here to give you a response. I am still your host, Chunk Anamel Joseph, and this is Lunch Global. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a good week.